Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all. Hello, and welcome to
Nice to see everybody.
another oily hour on Sundays with Pam and Olivia. Every single Sunday, at least until we can't do this anymore. Today is a special Sunday because it's August 8th at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, actually, it's Pacific Daylight Time today. So, it's so great to
And
see
tell me
everybody.
something,
Today, we're going to be
Olivia.
oily houring, so that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Are you back in Hawaii again?
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
So let's talk about where
Okay.
we're all broadcasting from. Yesterday, as we're both on the airplane, we're like strategizing and then also talking about life and everything that's with it. This is us working, by the way. This is us working on airplanes together. And on separate airplanes, not the same one. Thank you for the high five, Avi. Oh, yes, and I forgot to preface. If any awards that come in through HAPS or badges that come in through Instagram, all of those donations go 100% to Healing Hands emergency kits for anybody that is in need. They can receive this emergency kit. It's got socks, it's got a toothbrush, it's got toothpaste, things that they can use for their skin if they need to, all kinds of good stuff. But yeah, so as we're flying around, I'm actually broadcasting from Honolulu, Hawaii, and Pamela just landed in Brazil not even 24 hours ago. So pretty crazy. Yes, thank you so much, Avi, for donating to an amazing cause. Those emergency kits are absolutely amazing. Yeah. So, whoa, Brazil, nice. Yeah, Brazil. That's where wild orange oil comes from, our copaiba oil, some of the lemon oil too, right, Pam?
Yeah, most of the citrus oils
Yeah.
come from south of Brazil. Yes, I
Oh.
am in Sao Paulo right now. So I got an hour's sleep after flying for 3 days. So here we are. When this happens, you just douse in oils so you can get like your eyes not looking so puffy and you are awake.
Give us.
So Anak was here and she's like, do you ever rest? And I asked that Olivia that yesterday because we're both like going crazy on the chat because we have a group chat for our team. And we're like, do we sleep? Do you sleep, Olivia?
Not publicly. I don't let the public know that I sleep. That would be crazy. Hi, Gina. Oh my gosh. So on HAPS, it's really cool because we can actually see the comments from every platform. So we've got Gina Vieira tuning in from YouTube. So hi, Gina. And then we've got Danny, Hawaii, my home too. Aloha, aloha. Avi's tuning in from NorCal. Whoa, Brazil, nice. Hey, Olivia. Hey, Shaz. Shaz is in NorCal too. And Pam, Gina says hi to Pam too. Bill is saying hi. Bill is our Arizona team. Hello, Bill. Nice to see you. Kevin Vasquez, hi from Seattle. Hi in Seattle. Mike 19654. Thank you for the Golden Squirrel Award because I'm squirreling pretty hard today. Must be all the no sleep that we've gotten. Wait, Pam, you've got to give us the secrets. How are you looking so refreshed after just sleeping for 1 hour and flying all day?
And FYI, I do have three little ones, and that is why it's so hard for us to sleep in flights. Because when one is up, the other one is sleeping. When the other one is sleeping, the other one wants to go to the bathroom, and then Addie goes, "I'm hungry," and Sebastian has to have a diaper change. So it's never ending, and that is why Luke and I we cannot really manage to sleep in flights. And so we did literally got an hour sleep through 3 days. So by the way, it takes like 3 days to get to Hawaii. So we left Hawaii on Friday and we arrived in Brazil on Sunday. So it's a long journey. What I do is I make sure that I take my vitamins always. I always have my vitamins with me, and it was just here because I just took them. So when I know that my immune system has been a little bit more exposed, flights, and I have not gotten enough sleep, and that really can really lower your immunity, I double up on the vitamins. So I took both. I took all the vitamins double, and also all of the oils that I usually use on the daily every single day. I use a few different oils. I made sure that I also doubled it up. So I doubled the use of everything to give my body enough. And there is some coffee for Pam. Oh, you guys are so cute.
I know, right? Avi got us.
So here's another thing. Look at this. This looks weird, but you know what this is?
What is
This
it?
is another trick. This is the doTERRA Adaptogenic Hot Cocoa Blend.
I love that.
This is another trick, guys. So adaptogens. So adaptogens, any herbs. This one has mushrooms, powdered mushrooms, that will give you cognitive benefits. So because I am a little bit, my body is tired, but my mind is pretty awake right now. And after we are done here, I'm gonna crash hard. So thank you for the coffee. Hello,
Yes.
Josh. You're so, guys, just so you know, if you're here on Instagram, we have this. Olivia introduced me to this amazing platform called Haps, and on Haps, people can give you awards. I just got a coffee. How cool is that? For me, sorry, I already claimed it. Olivia. Olivia
Yes,
doesn't drink coffee, so
it's all you.
so yeah. So if you give it to her, she will give it to Chris, her husband.
There
Okay,
you
just
go.
so you know. And so it's really sweet because Avi did a mic drop award. And I wish we had things like this on Instagram because you can interact a little bit more.
Yeah.
But if you guys have specific questions on uses and what to do and tips and tricks, put it on the chat so we can reply and I can be more helpful and serve you in a better way. But my trick is peppermint never leaves my purse. Peppermint is to me one of the best oils to wake me up and not give and not, I don't feel jet lag. Also, as soon as I land in Brazil, I find a grass area or dirt, earth, something, and I sink. So I put my feet, no shoes, and I do some sinking there, do some breathing. As soon as I land anywhere, you can find a little spot that has some nature in it, and that's what I do for about 10 minutes. So I sink into the place. That's how I feel.
Mm.
And I have a whole meditation ritual that I do, visualizing my base chakra, right? Red color connecting to the middle of the earth and this bright red energy that comes to me. So then I feel more alive and I feel okay. I feel good. I could actually go for another few hours, but I know that I shouldn't. So I will get sleep after this.
Earthing. Earthing is good. I love that.
Hmm.
Fleefo 5.
So Olivia, tell me, you went to
Yes.
Utah. We were together in Hawaii just a few days ago. Then you went to Utah. I came to Brazil. What happened in
So in
Utah?
Utah, I had this super amazing opportunity to speak at a refresh retreat with Justin Harrison. He's the master distributor of doTERRA. His front builders, his his top leaders, and then his second line of front builders. So that was really incredible because I was able to meet people who have been with doTERRA for since the very beginning and maybe even a little before. I got to know all the dirt, and then I also learned a lot of things that are coming in the future by being part of the retreat. And then I was able to speak for the first time as a U.S. founder in public. And it was for 45 minutes, just giving out all my tips and tricks and telling my story and where I came from, um, with with people who have been with the company for forever. And that was really amazing. I learned so much. I was so inspired, and I'm just rooting for everyone to hit founders. Everyone that I come across in doTERRA, I want them to reach 1,000 folks.
And let me just pause here just for a second to talk about founders. When you talk about founders of doTERRA or for anything for that matter, it is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I did not understand the how important and how huge the grandiosity of being a founder until I spoke to James Bybee. who is our uplove. We call it uplove, not upline. So if you don't know about the model of doTERRA, if you're new here, we have a model where whenever you have somebody who introduced you to the company, you are part of their tree. We call it the tree. I call it the tree of life. So James is part of my tree of life. And so he is a founder, the original founder in the United States. And he sat down with me, and when I was trying to become a founder in Brazil, and he said, this is so important. You might not understand this now, but in a few years you're going to look back and you're going to say, this was one of the best decisions that I ever made in my life. And yes, it is. It is one of the best decisions. I probably don't even know how huge this is yet, but it is amazing to see what is possible, and also how well positioned we are as well as people, but also as a company, with the mission that we have behind everything that we do, and also with the timing of what the world is going through. So I can serve people, Olivia and I can serve people with their physical health, with their emotional health, with their spiritual health. And we can serve people doing humanitarian work, doing different projects with different people based on their goals. And the founders of the United States, the original founders, they're the first generation of leaders, and we are the second generation of leadership in doTERRA. So Olivia is part of the second generation. I'm part of the second generation of these leaders that came after the first batch of leaders. And the first leaders of doTERRA, I'm pretty sure I never heard this before, and I'm pretty sure this never happened anywhere else. This is what happened. doTERRA created the founder club in United States, and this happens in every single country that doTERRA opens. And by the way, doTERRA is opened in multiple countries. We have sales in over 110 countries right now. It's a global movement. It's kind of like yoga, Zumba. If you're part of yoga and Zumba, you see like yoga and Zumba people everywhere. doTERRA is kind of like that, right? It took that proportion. So when they found the club in the United States, they have the original founders, and then usually that's it. These are the original founders of this country, and so the first 20 some founders, they became founders, and that's it. Then something really incredible happened. The original founders had a talk with the owners of doTERRA. They all gave them this idea of rising up and nurturing the next generation of doTERRA. So they decided to forego the next billion in sales that would be their commissions to be able to give this to other people. Never, ever, ever you will hear this about people who have great, amazing incomes, but this is rare. This is for you to understand the culture of doTERRA, the heart of the people that doTERRA has, and I am so very proud to be able to be. We are part of a team with a few founders, original founders of the United States, and that is why we have such strong culture in our team today. So then they gave the opportunity for 200 people to become founders in in this next round of founders. And by the way, this will equal. Let's talk about money, right? So we talk about oils a lot, and we love talking about the oils and the benefits and the stuff that is not that you cannot measure, but we can measure money. And so Olivia, we did a little math there, right? So if you are a founder of doTERRA 2.0, because that's the second generation, we're talking on average, let's say that you're going to have an investment that will give you dividends for the rest of your life once a year. Let's say about 80 to 100,000 on on average, okay?
Yeah.
Per year, extra.
Yeah.
Extra.
It's a bonus. Yeah.
Okay. This is huge.
Yeah.
So take a really good look at the founder opportunity in doTERRA.
Yeah.
And we have some of the professionals that work in the health industry, like doctors, that have been able to catch the vision. And it is beautiful to see. We do have a doctor who is a founder. 2.0, and we're gonna have another one coming up. She's on her way. You guys are gonna get to meet her soon. She's our family doctor, and just just wait a little bit for you to see what's gonna happen. I see this already happening. Ah, Christina's here. Hi, Christina.
Yes. Hi.
So, Olivia, what was it like for you to become a founder?
Um, it was surreal. So during my 45-minute speech, I'll spare you the long talk. I'll give you the short version. Pretty much, really it was surreal because of this repeated pattern that I've had in my entire life of quitting. I'm like a professional quitter. So I've like quit so many things in my past, like just growing up because of the in like the my childhood was really unstable. My adult life was kind of unstable. And so I've just had this repeated pattern of not being able to finish anything. And so when I saw that the Founders was coming, I was like, oh, might be like one of my other things that I've done, which I haven't done because I don't finish anything. And of course, within 5 months' time, I got married, which I didn't I never knew if that was ever going to happen. But I got married, and then I graduated. It took me 20 years to get my bachelor's. So then when I got that, I was like, maybe I don't quit. I'm just really slow. And in the same week that I graduated and got my bachelor's degree after 20 years, I became a founder. And so that was just such a surreal, intense week because it was like I became a founder, I graduated, I'm a married woman now. Like there's so many incredible things happening. Yes, my uncle-in-law is saying in Taco Bell, "Hi Panchito." That's not his real name. That's what they call him. And I'm sure Panchita is watching too. Hi Panchita.
Yes, but it's not only that. It is obviously for some of you. Are you guys entrepreneurs? Do you have your own business? Do you have to be very committed to your commitment? Committed to your commitment, and that's something that I've seen from you. Is that when you commit to something, that's it. You have a commitment that is so strong, and you have this willingness that like shoots through the roof when you decided that that's what you're going after. So your what and your why usually, right, is what is going to keep keep you working, doing the real work. Am I willing to do this? Am I willing to do what needs to be done? And when you anchored your decision, and that's what you did, your decision, your commitment, this deep level of commitment, kind of like obsessed about it, right? So if you talk to me, I think you can feel it. I'm obsessed about doTERRA. I can literally go up on the rooftops of homes and just scream like, people, you have to know about this. Um, Mental and emotional wounds that you mentioned before will play in our present, and this is what I can speak from a very personal place too, like Olivia. Hey, if there's all the things that you could have in your life that would be called a curveball, we've had them all.
Oh yeah.
From
Yeah.
losing a father in a murder, like my dad was murdered.
Yeah.
It was a holdup here in Brazil, and he got shot,
Mhm.
and then being sexually abused. So that's hard on women, especially, and being able to talk about it right now, not crying. Um, those are big curveballs. And you move to another country, and Olivia also has had to do big moves, and kind of either choose to be self-responsible and say, this is my life and I can do better and I will do better and I will win, or you can fold
Yeah.
and hide
Yeah.
and not work on the wounds, right? And so we've had all kinds of curveballs thrown at us, but was the willingness to be able to overcome it
Exactly.
that has made you get to this point, right?
Yeah, I completely agree. And this becoming a founder was so anchored in how our past doesn't define us 100%. You know, like our past shapes who we are, but it doesn't define who we are. So just because we went through all of these things, it doesn't mean that we can't do better. It doesn't mean that we have to play victim. Like we can overcome it. We can rise. And that's really what founders means to me. That's what it means. Is overcoming adversity, not letting your past define you, and being able to be seriously like the best version of yourself in every way possible, in health, in financial, and in every single aspect, with your friendships, with your relationships, with your family, like everything.
And how about fear? Did you feel fear?
Oh yeah. Do you remember that, Pam? We would have meetings. you, you would
Yeah. And that's another thing too that I think it's so important to have somebody in your corner at all times.
yeah.
People that will lift you up, people that will tell you, I mean, remind you that yes, you can do this, not the other way around. You know, the people that put you down and are not contributing for your greater good, they're not your people.
Yeah.
And that's hard sometimes, right? And but just for me, right, the way that I deal with fear, when fear rises, for example, we get rejected, right? We are in the business of getting rejected. I don't know any business that people don't get rejected. Okay, if there is any, can you guys type on here? Well, business that you own, that you work for yourself. Okay, not working for other people. That's different. But when you feel the rejection, for me, I would feel so much fear, right? So much trauma and all these feelings, these childhood interpretations would come up. And the way that I learned to move into action, because that's what stops you, is when you feel fear and you're like, can't do it, right? I would just breathe and remember why I'm doing what I'm doing and try to do something that will make me feel like a winner again. And so I'll give you the example of doing what we're doing right now. So I focused in Brazil to build the business, and I come back. I'm coming back to the United States. This is new. This is a place for me that it's bringing me out of my comfort zone. Right? English is not my first language. I can speak English. Okay, it's decent, but I obviously speak better in Portuguese. So this is out of my comfort zone. But then I can choose. I choose. That's another powerful way to look at everything. Choose is a very powerful word. You can choose to show up and you can choose to learn and go through the learning curve. And that's what I am trying and I'm committed to doing. I'm choosing to be here and I'm choosing to elevate my what and my why, because when they are not enough, then you don't go forward. Then you get stuck again. So elevate your what and elevate your why, and then you're able to break the cycles. So we are cycle breakers. We talked about that the last time,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
We are in the transition phase of the world. This is hard. This is not easy. This is not the Pansy Club. Like who said
No,
that?
this is
Molly,
not.
was it Molly Dotton? Molly, we love you. I love you. I think
Yes,
that's
we
what she
love
said.
you.
Hey, to own your business, this is not the Pansy Club. You can do it. This is hard. But the world needs you. We need you. And so that's why I feel so inspired by Olivia, because when she committed to making this work, she did it. And by the way, when New Year comes, do you remember when, like, New Year's was like a half a year ago? We all put like big goals and we write them down. And you're like, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get in the best shape of my life. And I'm going to achieve all these goals in my life. Then like a couple months after New Year's, 87% of people give up
Mhm,
on the goals that they told themselves that they were going to do it.
mhm.
And that's because if you don't reach success fast enough, your confidence goes, right? It tanks.
Yeah.
And that's why it is important for us to be able to get little wins every single day. So my win is this.
Yeah, I
This is my
know.
win. Thank you. Thank you. So this is my win. So do something that makes you feel good. Be with people that makes you feel like you are capable. You are, yes, you're gonna get this done,
I
right?
agree. I agree. And then also not setting these goals that almost feel like the lottery. I just I don't know what I have against the lottery. I think it gives people false hope. It's like a very it's like a nasty thing for me. The lottery, slot machines, like gambling. I don't necessarily resonate with that kind of like language. So when you set a goal that's like, you know, something absolutely completely unattainable and you don't reach it by tomorrow, it feels bad, right? So it's kind of like, okay, well, why don't we set a little goal? You know? Set a tiny
Like
goal.
scheduling your day.
Yeah,
Scheduling your day. That's a goal.
yeah. That's like my favorite thing. I love Google Calendar. It's my favorite app in my phone. So it's awesome. Like I love that we were able to like work on this and now we have this Sunday show that people wait for and subscribe to. This is Pam and I. Okay, it's hard for us. We're in different time zones like every other day. We don't even know what time it is right now.
We kind of do because you put on Google Calendar and it tells you.
That's
So it
true.
speaks in the time zone that you're in. So I love technology for that. Um, but yes, and get rid of the excuses why you can't, why you're not good enough, why. And these little voices come up quite often. So before I asked Olivia to do this with me every Sunday because Olivia has so much experience in the digital world, and to me, I'm just starting. I started when the pandemic hit. So, and I know that this is important. I know that this is part of our lives, and it's not going to change. So if you haven't been able to adapt to the new normal, which is this is a new normal. I've never seen so many lives in my life, like in the year 2020, 2021. That's why I didn't do any. Notice that, guys. Take a look at my Instagram. I did not do one live on Instagram. I did for a few other teams, but I didn't schedule lives with my leaders because I just felt so overwhelmed. So, and I'm starting small. So I can start every Sunday and talk about something that I love and kind of break the ice, right? So starting small is important. But and let's talk about emotion. How that can also either propel you forward or that can absolutely trap you, and then you're going to be trapped and not take action, right?
Exactly.
um, so Olivia, this is like an interview. I love it.
I wasn't expecting this. I thought we were going to talk about something else, but
Yeah,
we can talk about that later.
we can talk about that in a little
Yes,
bit,
we
but
go with the flow, okay? We're in the flow.
yes. What is your why how did it start? What was the why in the beginning? What's the why now? And you know that your why is going to evolve.
Yeah. So I mean, I have been a basically a glorified customer of doTERRA for most of my time in doTERRA. And so my biggest why was to just be healthy. Oh no, is my camera not centered? Oh, that's that's for Pam. Someone's asking you to
How me
center your
on
camera
Haps or
on apps. It's okay. You're
on
fine.
Haps?
Sorry. To 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 toss it out the band. Oh, cool name. And thank you, Mike, for the Nailed It Award. That's a big award that's going to go to Healing Hands. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you. So in the beginning, my why was health. I just really wanted. Ooh, hi, old Periscope follower here. Hey, hey, Jay Bala, I remember you. Yeah, that's so funny because now I'm down to once a week. You're up to once a week because I used to live stream like every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. I was crazy. I was a live streaming fanatic. But ooh, Will asked a very serious question about immunity. Uncle Will over here. But we'll answer that question in a second. But the why. So in the beginning, it was really health. Although I had not taken any over the counter or prescription medication for over a decade, by the time I met you, Pam, um, I was kind of suffering because of that. So, like my tooth, my cracked tooth was literally throbbing, and my boyfriend at the time, now husband, he's like, please just take a Tylenol. Just do it because you're in pain and it makes me in pain and I just can't like stand watching you in pain. And I was like, no, I do not like Tylenol because do you know what Tylenol does to you? If you take it, it damages your liver. I don't want it. No, no, no. So I hadn't taken, and then, and then just being able to use doTERRA oils to help with certain things. It was such a life changing experience for me. And it started with a tooth, and then it went to so many other things. And now I can't imagine oils not being part of my life or the people around me's lives. It is so incredibly important. It and to talk about immunity for a second, I used to be the kid and the girl in my immediate circle that literally got sick every month. And with all the things going on in the world right now with 2020 and 2021, I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. Um, I haven't gotten sick one time.
That is so cool. Yes, and we had very interesting situations with your whole entire um, community, right? Because people, it's your family too. So usually Olivia is the one sick. And by the way, Toss Three Doubt the Band, we are also live on Instagram. That's why I'm going like this and like this.
Yes.
And so I hope you can see me okay here. But to answer your question here, Lil Will, there was a doctor panel at one of our events
Yes.
just last month, and go with eucalyptus. So in eucalyptus or any of the oils that have this constituent called 1.8 cineol, and that is incredible for your respiratory system.
Yes.
And you can even Google it. You can Google some of the studies. That will be the main, like eucalyptus or cardamom, or well, peppermint, right? Has cineol, 1.8 cineol too. But if you look at the Breathe blend, that is the perfect blend because most all the oils in there have that. And that is the constituent that you want for people that have had a hard time breathing. And that was my situation and Olivia's situation. Olivia also had many episodes of gasping for air,
Mhm.
and me too. I even talked to I just got to Brazil, right? Spent the day with my mom. And I was talking to her about how my little one, my little guy, the 1.5-year-old, had an episode last a few days ago. And it all came back to me. You know that feel? Have you guys had this episodes of having to gasp for air? Do you have any respiratory issues that you dealt with since you were little? Olivia and I did, and we call it little cats here in Brazil because you can hear it sounds like cats
Oh yeah.
meowing in your lungs. That's how we say it in Brazil. Gatinhos in your lungs. That's how we say it.
Gatinhos.
And he had that, and it reminded me of me and my mom. I talked to her today, and the moment I said that to her, I told her, "Mom, do you remember when I used to kind of like have to gasp for air?" She goes, "If I remember it, I'm traumatized by it because many times I would rush you to the hospital, to the emergency room because you're turning blue, and I wasn't sure if what to do. I wasn't sure. I didn't know what to do." And she grew up. We grew up with synthetic medication because that's all she knew. So when I told her the story of Sebastian, and you can even look, I posted the video about it, and you can see what happened in just a matter of like 8 hours. Yes, I was up the whole time, and he slept like a baby. Well, he's a baby, but and he was the next day. Then my mom said today, "Oh my goodness, my life would have been so much different had I had these oils when you were that little." So here we are, changing the way
Yeah.
that things are done.
Yeah, and I feel so grateful. Thank you so much, Pam. Like I always as much as I can and as much as I can remember, I say thank you to Pam. I think like almost every time I talk to her. I'm like, thank you so much for introducing me to doTERRA. My life is so different now. And we don't even have kids yet. And I'm like, this is the most amazing gift that I could possibly have. Like I feel like I have an answer for everything at my fingertips. and I don't even
Okay.
have children.
Oh, I can't wait for you to be a mom. She's gonna be an amazing mother. Just so you know, she's already a super mom to many people. And I'm so sorry. I'm apologizing for the noise here.
You're amazing. We can barely hear
I
you.
am, yeah, really. I am in São Paulo, right? Um, I'm in one of the largest cities in the world, and this city doesn't stop. So there's cars going by the whole time. But Olivia, I can't wait for you to be a mom, and you know that. I keep talking about that. And so our motto in doTERRA is ready for anything. And I truly feel that. And let me just back up a little. If there are any mothers here, do I feel scared when this stuff happens? Absolutely. I almost cursed, but I won't. Absolutely. I do. I do get scared. At the same time, I trust. At the same time, I really tap into this knowing that is inside of me. I've learned to trust that. And it took me a while, though. I've been doing this for over 10 years. So it took me a while for me to get to this place. And let me tell you, it's still a little scary because we are changing big paradigms, right? We're shifting paradigms. So, but just trust. That's one thing that I've learned to do is to just trust. Then our family doctor came to the house a couple days later because I sent her the video, right? I showed her what I was doing, and so it was so sweet because she checks up the kids and she comes to my house, by the way. And how wonderful is that, right? How many of you would love to have that? Well, how many of you would love to have the relationship of your doctor coming to your home and checking your whole family out?
Right.
So so she came over to the house and she was checking the kids and the lungs and doing all the little checkups. Then Addie, my 6-year-old, told her, "Hey, Sebastian couldn't breathe a few nights ago. Did mommy tell you?" And she goes, "Yes, mommy told me, but you see, he's so fine now, right?" She goes, "Yeah, he's really good. It was the oils." She told the doctor, right? It was the oils. And the doctor goes, "Yeah, I know that. Do you understand how lucky you kids are to have your mom do this for you?" And then I could see Addie's face, like her little face just kind of like lit up, and she's like, "Yeah, yeah," like
Oh, how cute.
because they don't know any
They
different,
don't know.
right? This is our norm.
Yeah.
That's what they know. And so I feel that the generation of your children will be just like that. They just won't know any of what was. They will just know what is, right? And then this will allow them to just be, and that's beautiful. So Avi, is that part of the pack of oils you sent me? He said, asking you,
Let
Olivia.
me double check. What did I send you? Oh, by the way, Avi got sent a care package from me. And it's because he's going through some stuff. So I just wanted to make sure that, he was taken care of. And so let me double check what I sent you because I want to make sure that I got it right.
Amazing.
Ooh, so
Jason Gates, I think they did that in the 1800s.
yeah.
Fetch the doctor, and they went to where you were. Yeah, and I feel, Jason and everyone, that we are in the process of kind of rescuing, getting it back. Something that really was, it belonged to us before. We lost a little bit of that connection. I think as my grandmother, I think when she was about like 25, 30, and my mom was born, I think that's the time where we started losing a lot of this connection to nature, to this knowing, to your intuition, right? Through the industrialization time. And we've lost that connection. And now I feel that my job is to connect people again, is to connect people to nature, is to connect people to their own knowing, is to connect them to their power. So I say that we get your power back here.
Yeah.
I feel very empowered.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So then I want to talk about also intention. You setting your intention every single day. And that is something that it wasn't a habit for me, but now it is. So every single morning when I wake up, I already decided what the day is going to be like, what the day is going to look like. And I have decided what my life is going to look like. But it took me a little bit to get to this place. So for you, Olivia, when you decided I'm going to become a founder in doTERRA, what was the main intention that you set, and what did it look like? Did you wake up in the morning and said, this is it, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I see? Do you have any tips for people that want to set an intention to achieve something that is big as becoming a founder?
So, what was actually one of the biggest motivators was, I talked about this in the talk. I filled out the spreadsheet, which is more like a trajectory, because you have one side of the sheet that's your actual points, what you have right now, what you've already achieved. And then I filled out the trajectory. And when I saw that what I needed to do to reach 1,000 points was to help my team, that drove me like no other. I saw that we had to get to 300 points in that category. And by the way, that was the hardest category, where you had to bring your team to 300 points. That was so hard, because these are team members that barely hit elite, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to bring them to gold. One of my teams is completely in Brazil, so they don't count for US at all. So I've got to focus on these three brand new teams. I don't even know how to get there, but I am going to figure it out, because what this is going to do is, not only is it going to take me to founders, it is going to empower them and get them hundreds of points, hundreds more points. If I got 300 points from them advancing in their business, they must have gotten literally, I mean, 3 times more points, right? So,
Amazing.
and that was what really drove me. I didn't even know how much the payout was going to be. I had no idea. I was like, I had no idea. I didn't even calculate it until after I became a founder. I took the, until after they announced that I was a founder. That's when I was like, so how much is my bonus? And that's when I was like, wow,
Because
clearly.
that's just consequence, right? It's consequence of doing the work.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I was like, wow, I'm really not
Um,
driven by this bonus, apparently. I was really driven by trying to get those 300 points by
the
helping the
one
team.
thing you did too that is powerful is your vision board.
Oh,
Remember?
yes. Yes. So,
Talk about that.
so my vision board is, you know, I've watched like vision board workshops in the past, and I've seen people get like these big poster boards, and they're like cutting out pictures and stuff from magazines and newspaper clippings and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds so tedious. I'm not even a visual person. Like, I'm not really a visual learner or anything. Like, I'm not really visual, I guess, except for when it comes to like taking photos. But like scrapbooking and stuff, that is not my thing at all. No, I'm not like crafty like that. So I was like, that is not something I want to do. I found this really awesome vision board template that allows me to just type my goals, like one line, like it's just a simple goal. And so I made this vision board of my personal goals, my health goals, my spiritual goals, the books I want to finish reading this year, some financial goals, my home goals, dreams, all these things that I can put on a vision board, stuff that I want to get, which for me was like the hardest thing. I was like, I don't know what kind of stuff I want. Anyway, so it's like a sheet, and I'm able to just like type in the words. I don't need any pictures. I like reading, so I like words. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna make this vision board that's just words, and it works for me. I print it out, I frame it, and it's in front of my desk every single day. I look at it every single day. And there are mini goals on there. There are big goals on there. There are really big goals on there. And once I finish, like I would say like half the goals, I rip up that paper, I say thank you to the goal paper, and I start a new one. But Founders 2.0 was right there. And I looked at that every single day. And I was like, that is not on the dream side. That was on the goal side, which means if it's a goal, that's attainable. That's happening soon. If it's on a dream, that's like treating it like it's the lottery, like it's not going to happen ever, or it's going to happen way in the future. That is not the way that we achieve founders. Like, that is not. It is not a dream, it is a goal. So that is really important. I think you're right in terms of mindset and making sure that was going to happen. And then, of course, you, Pam, because I think you saw it way before I did. And that's why you told me to put that 1,000 points on that board. Because there's this like,
you gotta see it that it's done, right?
and I
Like
was
it's done. You have to make all your cells, all the cells in your body already in the state of like, wow, I make $20,000 a month or whatever your goal is. And I do talk about money because you know how interesting it is that I've talked to a few people and I was talking to them about the business of doTERRA. And I'm very open about that. And I love talking about it. And I think it's so important we talk about this. And so some people have told me that, oh, I just thought that was like kind of your little hobby thing. Guys, this is not a little hobby thing. Okay, it can be, but this can be as big as you'd like it to be. Okay, and so just to connect it's a goal, and to connect, yes, it's also a business, and yes, you are an entrepreneur when you do doTERRA as a business. It is just another model of doing it. I am not a huge fan of brick and mortar businesses. However, I am in my brick and mortar business in Brazil right now. So, and but the reason why I'm able to have this is because I have doTERRA. If I didn't have doTERRA, I wouldn't be able to have this. This would make no sense. So I built this place here so my team can come here and work. It's like a co-working space, and they come and they get creative, and it's a creative space, right? But just so people have a very clear idea of what doTERRA can be and what doTERRA has become for many of us, even though we're mamas and I was pregnant through the whole building of this career, right? It is possible. But the steps that we're talking about are the steps that I have taken too. I have built my vision board. Have you guys done this? And my vision board is in pic collage. So I have it like this.
ooh,
I
I
have
love
big goals. I
that.
have small goals, right? I have just different. I know I can share the thing on Haps, Olivia, but I'm not going to pull it up right now. So, uh,
Don't worry about it.
and here's another thing, mothers. I'm going to always talk to mothers, and I think it's important. Um, I'm really bad, and Olivia also has gotten so much better about celebrating things. We can celebrate everybody else, but when it comes to
Yeah.
our personal wins, we kind of diminish it. We kind of like, not that big of a deal. Oh, it's okay. Please celebrate. Celebration is important. And I know that for me, I did not celebrate things because I grew up with a mother who is a super perfectionist. And that was really hard for me. That was the good and the not so good about it. But so then if it's not the most amazing, incredible, huge achievement, it's not good enough for me to celebrate. That's how I used to be, right? So now I celebrate if I made breakfast for the children. If they ate it, that's another story. But hey, I made it. Okay? So little
That's a win.
celebrations. So do an exercise. And I do this every once in a while for me to really get back into you are enough, you're doing enough, and you are incredible. Write down 10 things that you did that day at the end of your day. 10 things that you got done. I made breakfast for my children. I made sure that I had a little time with my husband. I brush my teeth in the morning. Hey, mothers, I'm sorry. I know it's true. I washed my hair. Whatever it is. Uh, Kelly. Oh, Kelly, she's here.
Ah,
Little things, little wins, little wins, little wins, and it is important. Celebrate your little wins, and I'm so much better about it. I'm so much better about celebrating, and Olivia is so much better about celebrating. Even though she
I'm
still
getting
doesn't
there.
like when we celebrate her too much, I make sure that we do.
Can you tell? Oh, I'm so glad that you pick up that I'm like so uncomfortable. I'm like, why? Just move on to the next one already. I'm almost contemplating. I was like, Pam, do I have to walk for Diamond? Like, do I have to?
Oh yes, guys. Oh my God. Any of you, are you gonna be at convention? You have to watch Olivia walk. Hey,
I
these are my
can't.
first diamonds. Do you have any idea how special this is? Hey, if you're do doTERRA, do you if maybe you have a huge team and you have a few diamonds in your team? Hey, I have a few diamonds in my team and a few founders, and this is amazing. This is the first year that I get to celebrate these huge milestones of my people, right? Like my tribe. It is one thing for you to achieve things, it is another thing to have other people achieve what you have achieved.
That's
That
so
is a
true.
whole different feel.
Okay, when you put it that way, Pam, okay, fine, I'll walk. And then
You
Pam's
do.
like trying to schedule, like, okay, we're gonna get our hair done and our makeup done. Like, I'm gonna brush my hair that day too.
So we're having a diamond little private party in the hotel room with a makeup artist and a person who's gonna
Yeah.
do our hair, and we're gonna pop kombucha, because maybe champagne, I don't know. But this is important, and this is the first time that I am being able to do this. This is the first time that we are. Yes, Avi, you can get your hair done.
Avi is actually the one I'm talking about. Avi should come to convention next month because I mean,
Absolutely.
Avi,
Any of you, hey, if you
yeah,
want to be inspired with a group of people who are very mindful, conscientious, really strive for the good of humanity, and I'm not blowing this up like, oh my gosh, I'm exaggerating. I am serious. Come and see it for yourself. The first time I went to convention, it just blew my mind. I was like, this is incredible. Like, I found my tribe. This is how I felt. Like, oh my gosh, somewhere I fit in. But now going back to one thing you said, Olivia, and then maybe some of us have dealt with it too. There is an amount of like healthy ego that you have to have for you to be able to achieve things, big things. But it is a very fine line. Having like a little healthy ego for you to be able to do things and being narcissistic, right? And that
yeah,
is why usually you don't want to be recognized and you don't want to be like in the spotlight, is because you feel like, oh man, I'm being super narcissistic, right? But it's not that. So there's a great book. It's I listened to it, and I've listened to it a few times, and it's called Risky is the New Safe,
ooh,
and it is awesome. And he talks briefly about having a healthy amount of ego that you can feel recognized without feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm making people feel inadequate. So, and
yeah.
that comes from the celebration of you achieving your things. So you need to do this if you want to achieve big things in your life. You have to have a
Yeah.
small amount of ego that makes you do that, but not that type of ego, like, you know what I'm talking about, right? There is the good and there is the not so great. So it's important to have a little bit of that. So that book is great. Risky is the New Safe. He's a prosperity, they call him a prosperity teacher, which I find, and he even finds it a little interesting that people say that. But the guy is just a badass at making money and having purpose behind it. This is it, right? The best way to make money is to have purpose behind what you do,
It's
and that's
true.
what he teaches about.
And the purpose
So
can't be more money.
yeah,
It
instead
has
of
to.
$1 million, I focus on impacting a million lives. That's better. Makes me feel better. So that's
Yeah.
something that, yeah, I focus on. So back to convention, Olivia. Should people come to convention?
Yes, 1,000 times yes, because it's just an amazing event. Like, if there's any, I never thought that I would ever say that a convention was an amazing event. But after attending my first convention, which was, I guess, now 2 years ago, because last year we couldn't, it was online, which was also amazing, but not as incredible as being in person. Um, I mean, this is truly a place where miracles happen and we just learn so much and we're able to really connect with each other, with the soul of doTERRA, because you just know that it's there. And then sometimes when you're on a natural health journey, it can feel very isolating and you can feel very alone because lots of good people, good food, good non-alcoholic drinks. But yeah,
Or,
so or alcoholic if you want to do
or
it.
alcoholic drinks. Hey, if you're able to keep your cool and not get way out of line, it's cool.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. Oh, there's Chris. Ah, Chris is coming to convention this year,
So excited.
and his family.
Oh,
Oh, we can totally see you. And there's Chris is coming. His family is gonna come. Hi, both they. Oh, he's wearing a Bro Terror shirt.
I love it. Bro Terra, guys. Bro Terra. So, and this is another thing I want to plant a seed here is the men in doTERRA, the men living this lifestyle. We're gonna have a live about it, but it's gonna be in Portuguese with my Brazil team, and we need we need men in our world too. But here's one thing about women though, is when women come from core purpose, they become truly unstoppable, right? And so men are amazing. Of course, we're all amazing. Human beings are amazing. However, in Brazil, they were talking about the stats of the percentage of women and men that have they are entrepreneurs, and obviously men have a higher percentage, and women have a lower percentage. But the retention of the women's businesses are higher. Like the retention is higher, and they create and they don't fail as much as far as having their own businesses. A lot of them will be for the long run. And the reason why is, again, where are my mothers here? You know, the mama bear that exists within you and exists within every single person is, if anybody messes with your cub, you go mama bear on them, right? It's like, rah! You know that. If you have a child, you know that. Like, this happened before.
Mhm.
But if you treat your goals or whatever you have, your dreams and your goals and things that you're going to tackle, you are going to be so mama bear, not aggressive. It's different being aggressive and being relentless, right? But the beauty is when you treat what's important to you like it is your child. Like doTERRA is my child, right? doTERRA is sacred to me. If anybody messes with it, I go mama bear on them, because my willingness to take action and make sure that this is available for other people is so strong that there's no way that I will back down when people are talking to me about what I do and what is my position in this, right? So then I'll give you my one thing, my vision of my vision board that's connected to that, still to that question. When you share your vision board with other people will hold your vision with you. And this is what we do. And that's the beauty of having this model of business is we help other people do what we do best, better. Like Olivia did what I did. She did it in 11 months. It took me almost 4 years to do it. So, and the goal is that you can do it faster, better, more brilliant than I ever did. And this is just going to keep happening. But my vision from the very beginning was to focus and envision an army of six-figure women earners and women who are powerful, generous, joyful, confident, and the ripple effect of this into the world. Can you imagine that? Um, the world would be different. Only if there was only 50% of people that think like this. Then one thing that I found in this lifestyle is that I found my own magic. I found my own way of attracting the people that I wish in my life, right? And but when we are together though, and our visions are aligned, hmm, that's real magic right there, right? And that's the power of doing like this teamwork. That's why I love doing
Exactly.
what we do.
Right? It's
Yes.
awesome. And Carol's here. Hi, Carol.
Carol.
Uncle Tio Panchito says hi, Chris. Oh, and somebody was saying something in Portuguese earlier, and I understood the whole thing, so I was really proud of myself.
Oh, yeah, Olivia is so
Apparently,
brilliant with languages too, guys.
I wish, but Lena Didier really wants to learn with you guys.
Hey, my mom's name is Lena.
Really? El realmente quiero aprender mais com vocês.
Ah, I love it. She's speaking Portuguese.
Oh no,
I
it's really
absolutely love
bad,
it.
but I'm trying.
It was really awesome. Yes.
Good.
So, Miss Olivia, oh, I wanted to ask you all. So, my thing is like meditation, visualization. I love this mindset stuff because that's how I was able to get out of my funk and be able to achieve things in my life. So, I do have some visualizations and meditations that we could do here in just a few minutes next time. I'm not going to do it today, but if you would you like that? I can totally do that with my singing bowls too. And by the way, you can absolutely feel vibration virtually too. Okay?
Yes, distance healing. Avi says, speaking about Brazil, I went to a Brazilian steakhouse for the first time in OMG. That's
So cool,
awesome.
Avi. I really hope they have vegan steakhouses.
Yes. You know what? When I was vegan, I still went to all the Korean barbecues and all the Brazilian steakhouses, and I ate the banchan. I ate the grilled pineapple and the grilled vegetables that would come around and the side. It was awesome, and I got very full. It was awesome. I loved
That's
going
what
to
I
those.
do. That's my life, Olivia. I keep doing that. So do invite
I
me to
should.
go to steakhouses. I go, guys, and I eat all
Yes.
the just
Yeah. Avi says the Impossible Burgers are everything and awesome. I love Impossible Burgers. I love them. Craig Myers wants to learn Portuguese. Oh my gosh, Craig, we should do the 30-day challenge together. I'm doing this 30-day challenge. It's free from this Brazilian Portuguese teacher on YouTube. So fun. I can't wait. I'm supposed to record a video of me speaking Portuguese, and I'm like scared to death because I kind of suck at it. So
No, you don't. She speaks so well and even no accent, which is really incredible. And one last thing here, just a little side note. Impossible Burgers taste good, but they have a lot of ingredients in there that
that's
aren't for
true.
you to consume all of the time. Just a little food for thought. One of the programs that I'm focusing on right now is low tox living, and that's to bring more awareness of the things you do every single day that is barraging your system with things that aren't for your health. They do the opposite of that. So just to bring a little bit of awareness there. Sometimes I think it's cool, right? But all the time, not a great choice. Just
That's
to
true.
yeah,
At
not a
that
great.
point, yeah, at that point, maybe just put something else on there. Portobello
Yeah,
mushroom burgers are really good too.
yeah, all kinds, all the foods, right? You just get
Yeah,
more
so
creative with
good.
foods. But that veganism is like it is a thing that can get very people can get uncomfortable because it feels a little judgy. So I'm not like that. I
No,
think we all have choices, and I respect your choices too. But I will bring awareness about some of the ingredients in some of this vegan stuff. Okay.
yeah.
By the way, we have the wellness program also.
Yes.
Wellness week.
Yes. So, if anybody is interested in learning more about the power of these oils, the power of plants, really, you can join our Wellness Week for free. It just started today, so it's really not too late. And you can comment below, and we can send you more info on it. Pam recorded these amazing videos about how you can remove some of the toxins in your life and some really simple changes that you can make. And I mean, the first week just ended yesterday, and I think it was so fun, and so many people learned so much, and so many lives changed from just last week. So this week would be a really great week to start, and we're doing a wellness week like every week, and you just tune in. You can watch it at your own time and learn things on your own time, which is kind of my favorite thing, and it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, get on it. And Avi said, "You two women inspire me, and now my vision board is getting updated. You inspire me,
Yay!
Avi."
Yes,
I'm
you
so excited when you're
inspire me.
here on Sundays.
I
Awesome.
know, so fun.
So then
We
next
got
Sunday, remind me, we're gonna do a visualization meditation. Cool.
so that's what we're doing for oily hour. So if you already have oils, well, maybe we can like let you know in advance what oils you'll need for next week. And then if you don't have oils yet, now would be a good time to get them so you can have them in time. Or you can have them ready for next time and just rewatch the video. So that'd be
You
fun.
get $50 this month.
Yes, Avi. Avi's about to get a
Yes.
diffuser set. And all the things you mentioned in today's chat, Avi, that diffuser set will take care of. Yes, exactly. Avi's about to enroll with a diffuser
Yes.
set like today. So,
Yes. 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 And also, there is a lot of questions about what type of diffusers, and that's another talk. But let me tell you, there is a difference in quality and the delivery system. Okay. And I even have a video that shows the delivery system of one type of diffuser and the other one. And you don't have to be an expert. You can just look at it. Same thing with essential oils. Like you don't have to be an expert to put one next to the other, like the same oil of two different maybe makers and brands, and know which one is stronger and more powerful. You don't have to be a super expert. Okay. Craig, I do want to be an entrepreneur myself. You absolutely can. And I
yes.
recommend it.
Yes,
Everybody should do.
highly recommended. Personally, because I don't fit into the 9 to 5 mold very well. And also, just, I mean, even when I did other like entrepreneurial ventures before, I always just loved encouraging and inspiring people to do their own thing and, make it a thing. So I guess I fit doTERRA pretty perfectly in that aspect.
Yeah, I remember when I didn't love what I did, and I did manufacturing of steel fasteners in China.
Mm.
I felt like every single day the life was being sucked out of me. And obviously, then it made sense. I'm like, wow, I'm doing something I really don't love, 12 hours a day. And then on Fridays, I would just go crazy and party it up, right, to compensate. And that was my life for the longest time. So, and that's one of the reasons why I teach what I teach today is that I don't want this for anybody. People who are happy, healthy, and successful build build better communities, build better lives, build better families. So that's why we keep doing this. Mike, good night. Yes, I'm gonna go to bed
Good
too. It's 1:30 in the
night.
morning here.
Yes, super late.
So
But
next week, Olivia, what's the topic? It's healing
so
hands.
sure, we can do healing hands. And next week, we're also doing the visualization and meditation. I don't know if we should open with that, but I think it's a great idea. And happy new moon, everyone. Set your intentions today. It's a Lionsgate new moon, so go for it. I'm going to tap into a special meditation that I signed up for earlier today, so it's going to be fun. Um, yeah. So Avi's getting his goals going, and then yeah, quick answer for something from Target. Probably gonna do more damage than good.
Yes,
So go
for
stick with
sure.
DoTerra. Just save your money. Save your money. Go with DoTerra.
Yes, if you like quality, yeah,
Yeah.
you go with doTERRA.
Yep.
Yes, yes. I think that's it. So the last time I said that phrase, and I'm gonna say it again. The sentence: "A healthy man has tons of dreams. An unhealthy man or a sick man has just one." So let's get healthy. So if you guys want Wellness Week, talk to Olivia, reach out, and then we can add you to that. And it's only 7 days, so you have access to the content for free for 7 days, and you can access at your own time.
Yes.
Yes. I love you, Olivia. Thank you so much for helping me getting out of my comfort zone of being
Love you, Pam.
live. Love you, love you, love you.
Love you. Yes. DM.
Ci amo,
message
ci
us.
amo.
Ci amo. Ci amo. Ciao. Awesome. We're
Okay,
still
we're done
live
on
on Haps.
Instagram.
So if you're on Haps
I really
and
like
you are watching from
Haps.
all the 7 platforms, just wanted to let you all know to DM or message us, and we will send you the link to our private group or send you the info for our Wellness Week. And then you can learn all about the oils for free. It's so fun. Okay. Thank you, Pam. Love you.
Love you,
Ciao.
sis.
Ciao.
Ciao, 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 ciao.